Let's get more from Aman Ali, who joins us now from London. He's the head of community engagement at Muslim Engagement and Development. Aman, good to have you on the show. Are you at all surprised by how Ms. Ghani was allegedly fired?
No, it doesn't come as a surprise at all, to be honest. One of the things that we as an organization published, a report we published back in 2019 was over 100 cases of Islamophobia within the Conservative Party. So there's a chronic problem of Islamophobia within the party that hasn't been dealt with. And this incident just shines a light on the fact that the problem still exists within the party and needs to be dealt with.
Let's talk about this chronic problem. I mean, Dominic Raab said that the party takes these allegations very seriously and that Mark Spencer has flat out denied them. Do you think, I mean, this is a chronic problem as you've identified, but obviously you think that the Conservative Party is not doing enough to tackle issues like this, especially Islamophobia?
Yeah, nowhere near enough. When you look back to a couple of years ago when the debates were happening to elect the new leader of the Conservative Party, many of the candidates came forward and said they promised there would be an independent inquiry into Islamophobia. That later kind of came about in terms of a Singh report, but that was completely watered down. It became no longer an investigation into Islamophobia, but rather just alleged discrimination. And the outcome of that report said that there was evidence of discrimination within the party. But beyond that, there's so much more that the Conservative Party could have done. It could have adopted the AP, All Parliamentary Group's definition of Islamophobia. And even to today, it's the only major party which hasn't adopted that definition. And when you look at that definition, it's really kind of poignant because the definition is that Islamophobia is a form of racism which targets expressions of Muslimness. And Nusrat Ghani has mentioned that her Muslimness was a problem in this matter here.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. I mean, this is without a doubt a very serious issue. But when Ms. Ghani raised the issue, apparently she said she was invited to use the formal party complaints procedure, which she declined to do. Why don't you think she did that? Why do you think she didn't do that?
Well, one of the findings from the Singh report was that the entire complaints process needs to be overhauled. And I don't believe that has happened. So if I was to put myself in her shoes, maybe she's thinking that that process has been shown to be completely flawed and it needs to be completely overhauled in order for me to have trust in that process. But one of the things that I would want to point out as well is, as well as the Muslimness being an issue, many of the members of her party were uncomfortable with her presence just by the matter of her being a Muslim. And we need to ask ourselves, why is it that they feel uncomfortable? Is it a case that they feel they have a superiority over minorities, that a Muslim woman shouldn't be in a position of power like Nusrat Ghani was? Maybe they fall into the stereotype, the tropes that of Muslim women, that they have no voice, they don't have agency, so she doesn't belong and she shouldn't be trusted, which was exactly some of the comments that were made in regards to her by other members of her party.
And she's getting support from across the aisle as well.
Yeah. I think Labour Party have also kind of called for an inquiry into Islamophobia, into this particular case as well. And so we would encourage the Conservative Party to really think hard about how are they going to build the trust back within communities. I mean, we already had the Partygate scandal. We've had accusations of blackmail within the party as well in regards to other members as well. And now this problem of Islamophobia has come up as well. So if they really are serious about dealing with this problem and earning back the trust of the communities, Muslim communities in particular, then they need to adopt the definition of Islamophobia. They need to have an inquiry into Islamophobia as well. And they also need to have a zero tolerance policy in regards to all forms of Islamophobia. And we've seen so many times a Tory member, councillor, be investigated, but soon after that investigation has been concluded, they've been let back into the party a number of weeks later. So they're not taking the problem seriously at all.
Okay. Aman Ali, thank you very much for that analysis.